Hey friends, well, I'm excited to share that we finally have good news for both home sellers and home buyers as we reflect on the February's market activity for Lubbock County. So, as always, we're going to get straight to it and look at the three categories we normally focus on, which is buyer activity, listing inventory, and interest rates. So let's talk about buyer activity first. We came out of the gate pretty strong in January with over 400 properties going under contract, and we basically maintained that momentum going through February, even though rates tended to be a little bit higher through most of the month. If you look back to February last year, about 418 properties went under contract. So we're up from February last year. And of course, March, we saw a little bit of a surge to 480 properties going under contract, which, by the way, if you'll remember, March was a peak month last year for the number of homes going under contract. It was also the same for 2023. Now, please remember, if you go back about 20 years or so and look at Lubbock's under contract activity, normally, April or May historically has been the peak month for the number of homes going under contract. However, the past 2 years, it's been March. So if you are considering listing your home for sale, the sooner the better, because with the last 2 years having March as our peak month, I don't know if this year will shift back to April or May, but you just don't know with the uncertainty there. It would always be better to give yourself a little more lead time when you're considering selling your home. As we look at active listing inventory and competition, so this is good news for home sellers as we saw the trend continue downward, especially as we trended towards the end of February. What's interesting is, right as we got to the end of February, we actually dipped below 1,300 properties on the market in Lubbock County, which we haven't seen since March of last year. And so, if you remember, we peaked out around 1,650 homes in the September, October timeframe of last year, gradually worked our way down to the end of the year, started this year off with around 1,330 to 1,350, but we dropped down under 1,300 homes, which is another sign that buyers are engaging in the market as they're getting more comfortable with the interest rates being kind of in that 6.5% range for the unknown future. Speaking of interest rates, what's also encouraging is that while you look at the February average for 30-year fixed mortgages being about 6.7%, we did see the interest rates come down the last week of February, and over the last week to 10 days are now sitting about 6.5% for 30-year mortgages and about 6% for FHA mortgages, 30 years mortgages with most lenders. And so some speculation is now starting to emerge that we might see rates continue to trend down as we go further into the year. Again, a lot of mixed economic data month to month will affect that and impact that. So I wouldn't put my money on anything at this point. But nonetheless, what we see right now is encouraging. As always, if you have specific questions about the market or how it would impact your plans to buy or sell a home, we're happy to visit with you and to just give you our best advice as to what you should do, whether to do something now, later, and how to strategically plan your time frame. So if we can help with anything, please don't hesitate to reach back, and we'll talk to you soon.